The first consideration that's really important is the idea of openness. Today, every company, every car manufacturing company wants to create the autonomous car, but all of them want to create their own operating system, all of them want to create their own standards, and because of that, nobody is reaching consensus and nothing is happening. There has to be a mechanism by which interoperability can be achieved for industries to move in this direction. The same issue is happening in healthcare industries. All the hospitals gather patient data, but they don't want the patient to own that data. And it's actually against the benefit of the patient if the data is with the hospital rather than the patient. Because as a patient, I cannot move from one hospital to the other. All this aspect of digitization is still constrained because we are working in closed environments. So understanding how to become more open and taking critical decisions about what to close is going to be increasingly important. The second thing that's very important is the idea of network effects. And what that means is that as more and more stakeholders get connected to your system, the value of your system improves and increases. Think of Facebook. The more friends you have, the more value you get out of it. Or think of Uber. The more drivers there are, the faster you're going to get a ride. So that's a network effect where the more producers on the system, the more consumers will benefit, and the more consumers come on the system, the more producers will benefit. As industrial systems start getting reorganized around networks, these companies will have to understand how to manage network effects, how to look at factors that lead to the creation of network effects, and how to enable those factors increasingly over time. The third thing that's going to be important is once everything gets connected, you have to create the rules of governance. We heard earlier about the fact that when autonomous vehicles come in, you have to create new rules of governance, new rules of regulating those autonomous vehicles, and how to think about public safety. The same thing will happen once supply chains start getting reorganized in the direction of networks. You need to figure out every time a partner connects to you, how do you govern that partner? What kind of rights does the partner have? What kind of data can that partner access? All of those kinds of issues will have to be looked at as well. A fourth thing that's really important is that system dynamics are going to become really important in this stage. Because once things start getting connected, it's not just a linear flow of value. Everything that every object does in a connected system impacts every other object in that system. So you have to keep looking at larger scale effects. You have to keep looking at feedback loops that get created because certain kinds of data are being created and that data then impacts other elements in the system as well. And the final thing that's going to be really important is that all these platforms will scale because they will benefit from machine learning. Think of what is happening to Tesla today. Tesla claims that it is best positioned to get into the autonomous vehicles area at this point in time for no other reason except for the fact that it has the maximum number of autonomous vehicles on the road. A lot of data is being gathered from all of those vehicles, and all that data is then being used to train every car to become more autonomous over time. So the companies that have access to the best data set, that use that data set in the best possible manner to learn, are going to be the ones who are going to succeed in the fourth industrial revolution.